All right, we're back. We are at COMP123, and it's the summer 2017 semester, and we are week 12. I can't believe it. Part 1 of our broadcast. We're talking about assignment 5 details. One thing to note is my VM blew up today, right? Beautiful thing. Windows tried to do an update, and it just killed my VM. So I've had to use this other interface. It's going to look a little different when we do our stuff online. My resolution is slightly different because I'm trying to match the stuff that you can see on the projector. So it may not be optimal. I do apologize. Okay, what are the assignment details? I'm going to go into it right now. It's up on your eCentennial. All right, so please look at eCentennial. I've also put on a couple of PowerPoint presentations in PDF format, right? So please take a look at those. So if I look at week 12, let's take a look at this BMI calculator. Now this BMI calculator, I have several different versions. For assignment 5, sometimes I make you do a calculator. We're going to build one together next day. But for today, this is the application you're going to be building. You need to understand Windows Forms applications for you to be able to be successful at this assignment. And I'm going to start with that today. So today's the first user interface day, right? This assignment today, we're sitting at Tuesday, August 1st. I can't believe we're already at August 1st. This thing is due in 2 weeks, August 15th on the Tuesday at midnight. So you have 2 weeks to finish this off. Now, what's special about this assignment is just getting the minimum is not the exercise here. It's getting over 100%. Okay, hear me out, all right? This assignment, I'm giving you an opportunity to do bonus work, all right? Again, it has to be your own work. Number one, you're not a shared assignment. You're not working with anybody else, right? And in order for me to look at these optional app features, right, I'm only going to look at them if you've done everything else, right? So if you've done your assignment in full, and by the way, it's not a difficult assignment, or if you've attempted every section and you add this extra stuff, I'm going to give you up to 16 bonus marks. Okay, what's 16 bonus marks mean? What does that mean? Well, if the whole assignment's worth 54, hello, that's like almost 25%, right? So if you think about that, you could get potentially almost 2.5 or 3% on your final grade extra if you do the bonus work on this assignment. And this will take the place of, let's say you forgot to do a lab or two, or you didn't have your first assignment or second assignment or third assignment weren't so good, you know, or maybe your assignment you just handed in was not going to be good, but you really do well with this one. This is kind of an easier assignment. It'll make up some of that mark. So if you're going to pull things together at any time, guys and girls, now's the time. This will help you out. This will help you pull up your mark a little bit. And it means that you're going to do extra work. The Barebones assignment, just to give you an idea of what it is just building a BMI calculator. And if you follow the details, right, you're going to create a BMI calculator form, right? That's what you're going to make. And then from there, you're going to add some controls, and you need some functionality. The way this assignment's broken out, you have some user interface marks, so how the user interface looks, right? You also have some functionality marks. That's that part. You have some solution structure marks, how your solution is structured. That's what it means. Some documentation marks, comments, right? And GitHub marks. That's how it's broken out. And if you look at the rubric, this is how it's broken out. So take a look, 23 marks for user interface, right? I mean, guys and girls, if you just do your user interface perfectly and there's no functionality, right? I mean, you almost pass, right? That's how easy this thing is, right? And this is, starting off today, this is the easiest section of the course, because when we do user interfaces here in Windows with Visual Studio, it's drag and drop. It's double click the scaffold, right? It's pretty simple. It's almost like you're lightly scripting. You're not really doing C# anymore, right? That's what it's like, okay? So I'm going to bring it up to you because you understand this is an opportunity for you to really shine, to really do some extra work. It's got to look different. If yours looks like somebody else's, I'm telling you, that would be a very, very bad circumstance. So what the heck is a BMI app? And by the way, we can use the same structure when we do things with iOS or Android, or even on the web. I frequently, as a Hello World project, I get you guys to build some kind of calculator because it's challenging. But if I actually put in BMI calculator, right? If I put app, to give you an idea of what it would look like if it was an app, right? We can get some examples of interfaces that people have made for BMI calculation. Like, for example, this one, right? Age, height, weight, you know, as an example. And then there's some input, and it gives you the BMI. BMI is your body mass index. So, for example, here it's 24.5, and it tells you if you're in good shape or bad shape, right? Now, again, I'm not telling you that I believe in it or anything else, or that you should use this. You know, I'm not a doctor, so I'm not telling you, hey, if you put your stuff in your BMI index and if it tells you you're in trouble, don't listen to me, right? This is just a tool that we're building together, okay? But there are some facts, if you actually do a little bit of research on your own, that if your BMI is out of whack and you're in the red zone, either you're too big or you're too small, right? Then you could be at risk health-wise, right? And that's why this would be like a health app that we're going to be building, a little bit more interesting. And again, it's due in a couple weeks. Okay, so that's really the details I wanted to share with you about the app itself. Remember that when you submit, it's a zip file I'm looking for. You will lose marks if you don't submit a zip file. There will be a link to GitHub. I need you to use GitHub. If you don't submit GitHub, you'll lose 4 marks every time. 4 marks out of 54 is almost 1% of your final grade for this one. It's crazy, right? It doesn't make any sense for you not to use GitHub. And you've had lots of opportunities to practice. Speaking of opportunities to practice, I noticed that there are about, I would say about 8 people in this class who just do not hand in their labs. That is nuts. That's like right there. If you don't hand in your labs, and there's like 10 labs, it's 5% from your final grade. Just off the top, you just don't hand it in. You've lost that. Will this assignment do something for that? Yeah, it'll make up some of those marks if you do all the bonuses. But that's assuming that you're going to do perfect. And of course, this is what's going to really happen, right? When I give bonus marks, the people who don't need it get the bonus marks. And the people who really need it don't do the bonus marks because it's the same syndrome. You don't want to hand in your labs. You don't want to do the extra work, right? Meanwhile, there's an opportunity for you to fix your mark, but maybe you don't care. I don't know. But the only thing I can try and do is give you an opportunity to fix things, right? So this section, if you look at the details for the assignment, it's broken out into different parts. So one part is you've got your form, your BMI calculator form, and I've told you how to change some of the properties of the form, which I'm going to discuss today, right? Your user interface controls. You're going to add some controls to the form. And some of them I'm going to be talking about today. There'll be some other ones that I'll be talking about other days, right? Because again, you have 2 weeks to do this, right? And then your solution structure. Again, this is a very, very easy assignment. It's just for you to get your feet wet when it comes to user interfaces. You need to understand user interfaces for your final test or exam, okay? And on that, it'll be held on August the 17th. That's the Thursday. And it'll be at this time slot. So, or this time slot you normally have on the Thursday, right? Which means 12:30 to 2:30, right, for you guys. Okay. For the previous section, that's section 1. It's 10:30 to 12:30. Okay, and you'll have approximately an hour and 45 minutes, something like that, to get it done. I will scale it for that size, so it's not going to be overly complex. You will hit user interface. You will have some kind of collection, like a list. I'm just telling you because these are the things we've covered. There will be some inheritance, right? There might be an interface, right? There might be all the things you've already seen over all the things we covered, so you need to know that. It will not include things necessarily from the first half. I'm not going to dig deep into those things that Professor Narendra covered, but I will cover the stuff that I've discussed in the second half, right? There will be that kind of stuff. Any questions or concerns around assignment number 5? All right. Again, this is due 2 weeks from now. All right. I'm just going to stop this video because I want it to be all around assignment 5. I want to talk about it with you. That's how important it is. And then we'll resume with the lesson for today.